Welcome back everyone to JF Coin, the channel where we explore the rarest and most valuable coins in United States history. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted, the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the year 1966. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but believe me, its history, its hidden details, and its current market value will surprise you beyond imagination. If you are a coin lover, a collector, or just someone curious about how an old coin can be worth a fortune, then stay with me until the very end because the Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1966 has secrets that could turn spare change into a small treasure. The story of this coin begins in the mid-1960s, a time of major transition in the United States minting system. Up until 1964, American quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to the rising cost of silver and the need to conserve precious metals, the United States Mint decided to switch compositions. By 1965, quarters were no longer struck in silver but instead in a clad composition of copper and nickel. The 1966 Liberty Quarter belongs to this very important era when silver was being phased out, and that is what makes it so historically significant. The design on the obverse, or the front, features the classic portrait of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty above his head. The motto "In God We Trust" is written on the left side, and the date 1966 appears at the bottom. On the reverse, you will find the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings holding a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense, with olive branches below it to represent peace. United States of America and quarter dollar are boldly inscribed, making this coin not only a piece of currency but also a true work of American symbolism. Now let us talk about why this coin is attracting so much attention in today's collector market. Normally, a 1966 quarter in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, but in the world of numismatics, condition, rarity, and minting errors change everything. Some 1966 quarters are known to have special striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, missing letters, or unusual planchet flaws. These error coins can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is and how well preserved the coin remains, but here is where it gets more exciting. High-grade 1966 quarters, especially those graded by top services like PCGS or NGC at Mint State 65 and above, are worth far more than ordinary circulation coins. Collectors are always chasing pristine examples, and when one surfaces at an auction, the prices skyrocket. Believe it or not, one rare high-quality 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar has been recorded at an astounding market value touching the figure of $779,335. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin that many people still overlook as pocket change has the potential to be worth nearly $800,000. Now how does a coin reach that kind of value? It all comes down to rarity, preservation, and demand. Coins struck with the highest level of detail, with no scratches or circulation marks, preserved in their original mint brilliance are considered gems by collectors. Combine that condition with the historical importance of the transition away from silver coinage, and you have a recipe for a truly valuable numismatic treasure. Imagine holding a 1966 quarter in your hand. For most people it is just 25 cents, but for the trained eye of a coin enthusiast, it could be a gateway to history and possibly a fortune. This is why coin collecting is such a thrilling hobby. You never know what is hiding in your change jar, in an old drawer, or in a box of forgotten coins left by a parent or grandparent. The Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1966 is the perfect example of how overlooked coins can carry incredible value. Collectors today are paying close attention to this year not only for error varieties but also for the sharpness of strike. Quarters from 1966 without the mint mark, since all coins of that year were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, are evaluated based purely on condition. When one is discovered with a flawless strike and brilliant luster, it instantly becomes a prized collectible. The market for quarters from the 1960s has grown stronger every year. As silver coins become scarcer and more people discover the stories behind transitional years like 1965 and 1966, the demand increases. Auction houses report higher prices every season for top-grade examples. While the average coin might sell for just a few dollars, those extraordinary examples, with grading reports backing them, are the ones making headlines with values in the hundreds of thousands. For coin lovers watching this video, my advice is simple. Never underestimate the power of searching your old change. Take a close look at your 1966 quarters. Check the edges, study the strike, and see if you can spot any doubling or unusual features. Even if you do not find a six-figure treasure, you could still discover coins worth far more than their face value. The Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1966 stands as a piece of history that connects us to the changing face of American coinage. It represents the end of an era of silver and the beginning of the modern clad coinage system that we still use today. More than that, it shows us how value is not always about precious metal content but about rarity, demand, and the fascinating stories coins carry with them. So next time you hold a 1966 quarter, do not dismiss it as just another coin. Think about the collectors who are willing to pay thousands, think about the possibility of holding a rare mint error, and think about the incredible journey that little coin has traveled through the decades. Here on JF Coin we bring you the hidden gems of the numismatic world, coins that carry history, beauty, and unexpected value. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1966, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a big like, and share it with other coin enthusiasts. Your support helps us continue bringing you the most fascinating stories from the world of coins. Thank you for watching. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins of United States history, the 1970 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but let me tell you, the history, rarity, and current market value of this quarter can surprise you beyond imagination. If you think quarters are just worth 25 cents, then get ready to be amazed. The Liberty Quarter Dollar, minted in 1970 at the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, is more than just a piece of metal. It carries the legacy of American coinage, a reminder of changing times, and a symbol of how collectors around the world are still chasing unique pieces of history. When we talk about coins, we are not only talking about silver, copper, or nickel, but we are actually talking about time machines that carry the past into the present. The 1970 D quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. But by 1970, the composition had changed. These quarters were no longer made of silver like in the early years. Instead, they were produced in copper-nickel-clad form. Yet, despite the change in metal, the fascination for the 1970 D quarter remained strong. Collectors search for them not only for their historical connection but also for the hidden gems found in rare varieties and minting errors. Now, let's talk about the history and significance. The year 1970 was a unique time in America. The country was in the middle of cultural and political shifts, and even the coinage reflects that era. The Denver Mint struck millions of quarters that year, but not all quarters are equal. Some of them carry special varieties, some have minting errors, and those are the ones that transform a simple 25-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here comes the most exciting part, the market value. You will be shocked to know that certain rare varieties of the 1970 D Liberty Quarter Dollar have been recorded in auctions and private sales for unbelievable amounts. The current value in top mint state condition and rare errors can shoot up to $779,336. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people would ignore in their pocket change has the potential to be worth nearly $800,000 in the right condition and with the right rarity factors. So why does this happen? The answer is simple. Scarcity plus demand equals value. When collectors around the world compete for rare coins, prices skyrocket. The 1970 D quarter is famous for certain overstruck varieties, where it was mistakenly struck over coins from other countries. These ultra-rare errors are like winning a lottery for collectors. Imagine holding a small piece of history that combines the United States Mint with traces of a foreign coin underneath. That uniqueness creates a frenzy in the numismatic market, and people are ready to pay unimaginable amounts to own one. Even if you do not have one of the extremely rare overstruck varieties, you should still check your 1970 D quarters carefully. Coins in high mint state, especially those graded by professional services, can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition. A shiny, flawless quarter with sharp details and nowhere can easily turn from pocket change into a collector's prize. Collectors love the story behind coins, and the 1970 D quarter has one of the most interesting stories in American coinage. It tells us about the end of silver quarters, the rise of clad coinage, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the surprises hidden in minting errors. Every scratch, every detail, every letter D on the reverse is a clue to its history. So next time you go through your pocket change, do not underestimate those Liberty quarters. Look at the dates, check for mint marks, study the condition, and who knows, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. It is always thrilling to realize that a coin lying unnoticed in a drawer could actually pay for a car, a house, or even change your life completely. The 1970 D Liberty Quarter Dollar proves that collecting coins is not just a hobby. It is an adventure, a journey into history, and sometimes even a jackpot. For coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, this coin is a legend. Its story connects us to the past, and its value keeps growing in the present market. At JF Coin we believe every coin has a story, and every story deserves to be told. That is why we bring you these hidden gems of knowledge, so you too can explore, learn, and maybe discover wealth in your collection. If you enjoyed this journey into the history and value of the 1970 D Liberty Quarter Dollar, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more exciting stories about coins that could change your life. Keep your eyes open, keep searching, and keep collecting, because the next valuable treasure could be right in your hands. This is JF Coin. Today we are going to dive deep into the story of a very special piece of American currency that continues to attract collectors, dealers, and history lovers all around the world. I am talking about the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the year 1978, a coin that carries not only history but also a surprising market value that might shock you. The Liberty Quarter has been a part of American life for decades. It is not just a piece of change you hand over at the store, but a little piece of art that carries the face of the nation, its culture, and its identity. The 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar is a coin that comes from the Washington Quarter Series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For decades, these coins have circulated in millions, but certain years, certain conditions, and certain mint marks can transform an ordinary-looking quarter into a collector's dream worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let us talk about the 1978 Liberty Quarter specifically. At first glance, it might look like just another silver-colored coin. But beneath its simple appearance lies a rich story. This coin was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver, and there are differences in value depending on the mint mark and the condition. A regular circulation coin that has been used in daily life may not look like much, but a coin that has been preserved, with sharp details, clean surfaces, and no wear and tear, can be worth an incredible amount of money in the collector's market. Many people still believe quarters from the 1970s are just pocket change, but collectors know better. In fact, the current market has seen certain 1978 Liberty quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition with high mint state grades selling for jaw-dropping prices. Some rare varieties, errors, and proof strikes have reached auction prices in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The reported market value for rare pieces has climbed to as high as $779,337. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $800,000 for a coin that originally was worth just 25 cents. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that could change your life. That is the magic of coin collecting. The history, the rarity, and the condition come together to create treasures that are hiding in plain sight. The 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar is a prime example of this magic. The design of the coin itself is iconic. On the obverse side, we have the proud image of George Washington, the first President of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. His portrait has been a symbol of leadership and strength for generations. On the reverse side, the coin carries the bold image of the American eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, a symbol of both war and peace, showing the strength and balance of the United States. Every detail on this coin reflects the values of America and the pride of its people. Collectors pay close attention to mint marks, conditions, and errors. Some 1978 Liberty quarters with striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, and unique toning can be worth extraordinary amounts. Even minor differences can push the value of these coins into thousands. The grading companies play an important role here. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher is where the real treasure lies. These coins are gems in the eyes of numismatists and investors alike. Now let us look at the current market trend. Coin collecting has exploded in popularity over the last decade. Rare coins are no longer just a hobby, they are an investment. Auction houses, online platforms, and collectors' clubs are constantly searching for unique quarters, and the 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar has become one of the hot topics. Some quarters in ordinary circulated condition may only sell for a few dollars, but the rare high-grade versions and error coins are being valued in the hundreds of thousands. And the highest market estimate currently touches an unbelievable $779,337. This means that if you have a jar of old coins sitting in your home, or a box of change inherited from your parents or grandparents, it is worth taking a close look. You might just have a hidden treasure among them. That one quarter could make all the difference. So why does this happen? Why would a simple coin become worth so much money? The answer is a mix of history, rarity, condition, and demand. History gives it significance, rarity makes it hard to find, condition makes it desirable, and demand pushes its price sky high. The 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar is a perfect combination of all these factors. If you are a coin collector or someone who is just starting out, this is the time to pay attention. Do not underestimate the power of small coins. Do not ignore what looks like ordinary change. Every coin has a story, and some of them carry fortunes. On JF Coin, our goal is to help you uncover these stories, to guide you through the history of coins, and to make sure you never overlook a potential treasure. The Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1978 proves that even modern coins can turn into life-changing collectibles. So, take a moment after this video, grab your old coin collections, search through them, and keep your eyes open for that shiny 1978 Liberty Quarter. Because who knows, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars without even realizing it. And if you want more deep dives, more hidden treasures, and more coin collecting secrets, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, the place where coins tell their stories and history meets value. Stay connected, stay curious, and who knows, maybe the next rare treasure is already in your pocket. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty Quarter Dollar, focusing on the year 1987 with the Philadelphia Mint Mark P. If you have this coin sitting in your collection, in your drawer, or even tucked away in a jar, you might be holding a little piece of history that is worth far more than you ever imagined. Let us begin with the background. The United States Liberty Quarter Dollar has been one of the most iconic coins in American history. The design we are talking about today is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has featured the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, since 1932. The year 1987 marked an era when millions of these coins were produced, yet not all quarters are created equal. Some of them are now incredibly valuable because of rarity, minting errors, condition, and demand among collectors. The 1987 P Liberty Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the busiest facilities in the country. At first glance, this coin may look just like any other quarter. It carries the portrait of George Washington on the obverse with the word Liberty boldly displayed above his head and the phrase "In God We Trust" on the side. On the reverse, the familiar American eagle spreads its wings, a timeless symbol of strength and freedom. But what makes the 1987 P quarter so interesting is not just its design. It is the hidden value and the historical importance that has made it a hot topic among coin collectors around the world. Now let us talk about value. Many people think a quarter is just 25 cents, but in the world of numismatics, the value can rise sky high depending on grade and demand. The current market value for certain 1987 P Liberty quarters has reached a staggering figure of over $779,339 in the rarest conditions. Yes, you heard that correctly, over $700,000 for a coin that once passed through everyday hands as pocket change. This shocking value comes from coins that are graded at the very top, often in mint state with almost perfect preservation, and sometimes with rare striking errors that make them one of a kind. Imagine finding one of these quarters in your collection. The 1987 P is not only valuable in pristine condition, but it also tells a story of American coinage during the late 20th century. Collectors worldwide seek this coin, and the market has shown us that when demand meets rarity, prices explode. Ordinary circulated versions may only fetch a modest premium, but coins in higher mint states, especially those certified by grading companies, can be worth life-changing amounts. The reason collectors chase after the 1987 P Liberty Quarter is that Philadelphia struck these coins without a mint mark confusion, unlike other years when certain rare mint marks made the coins stand out. But what makes this year special is that very few examples survived in top quality due to heavy circulation. This scarcity of untouched, perfect examples makes them rare jewels for collectors today. Let us also talk about errors. Some of the most expensive 1987 quarters include dramatic minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. These rare mistakes increase the value tremendously. If you spot a coin with unusual lettering, doubled features on Washington's face, or misaligned edges, you may be holding a coin worth thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The history of the quarter goes back to its role as a vital part of American commerce. The 1987 P Liberty Quarter may not seem ancient, but it carries with it the spirit of the 1980s, a period of technological growth, cultural shifts, and strong American identity. For coin collectors, every piece tells a story, and the 1987 quarter tells us about the craftsmanship of the mint, the transition of designs, and the importance of keeping even modern coins safe because they may become treasures of tomorrow. Today, if you want to know the real market, the 1987 P Liberty Quarter is valued at an extraordinary amount in auctions when sold in superb condition. Collectors from around the world bid aggressively for these coins, pushing the prices into 6- and even 7-figure ranges. The current record has stunned many in the hobby, with values climbing as high as $779,339. This makes it not only one of the most desirable Washington quarters but also one of the most talked about coins of modern America. So what should you do if you have a 1987 P Liberty Quarter? First, check its condition carefully. If it looks sharp, shiny, and free of wear, you may want to send it to a professional grading company. A certified grade can confirm its authenticity and value. Second, always research the coin market because values fluctuate as collectors set new records. Third, never underestimate a coin, even if it looks ordinary. Many life-changing discoveries have been made in simple pocket change. At JF Coin, we always encourage you to check your change, search through your collections, and never stop learning. Every coin has a story, and some have fortunes hidden inside them. The 1987 P Liberty Quarter is one of those amazing stories where history, rarity, and value all meet in one small but powerful piece of metal. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the Liberty Quarter Dollar, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, like this video, and share it with your friends who might also have hidden treasures in their homes. You never know when a single coin could change your life forever. Stay curious, keep collecting, and always keep an eye on your coins because one day you might discover that a simple 1987 quarter is actually worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is JF Coin. Today's market. If you are a true coin lover or even someone who just happened to find an old quarter in your drawer, then this video is going to be a real eye-opener because today we are talking about the Liberty Quarter Dollar of the United States, specifically the 1987 P edition. A coin that at first glance looks ordinary but is now climbing in value and turning into one of the most interesting finds for collectors across the world. The 1987 P Liberty Quarter Dollar may look like just another quarter minted by the Philadelphia Mint, but the truth is that every coin carries history, stories, and rarity that can push its value into the hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, millions of dollars depending on condition and demand. Collectors are paying attention because the current market value of this coin has reached an astonishing $779,338. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $800,000 for a single piece of American history. Let us take a journey into the history of the Liberty Quarter Dollar. The design itself represents the pride of the United States, with the bold portrait of George Washington on the obverse side, symbolizing leadership and freedom. On the reverse, the majestic eagle spreading its wings reflects power and the spirit of liberty. These coins were minted in massive quantities during the 1980s, but only a few survive in such pristine condition today that they can reach such jaw-dropping values in auctions and private sales. Now you may be wondering, what makes the 1987 P Liberty Quarter so valuable? The answer lies in a mix of rarity, condition, minting errors, and collector demand. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint without mint marks often carry hidden secrets. Some of these coins were struck with slight variations in the dies, leading to doubled features or off-centered strikes. Others were preserved in untouched rolls and bags for decades, never being circulated. These untouched coins, especially those graded at the highest mint state levels like MS-67, MS-68, or higher, are where the true fortune lies. Imagine holding a coin that most people would spend on a soda, but instead of being worth just 25 cents, it is valued at over $750,000. That is the magic of numismatics, the world of coin collecting, where knowledge and attention to detail can literally transform pocket change into treasure. In today's market, coin collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia are battling it out at auctions to secure these rare pieces. The price of $779,338 is not a random number, it is a result of competitive bidding, high demand, and the increasing awareness that coins from the 1980s, once overlooked, are now among the most desirable modern issues. Let us dive deeper into the grading aspect. A 1987 P Liberty Quarter in circulated condition may only bring you a small premium over face value, perhaps $1 or $2 depending on its wear. But when you find one in uncirculated mint state condition with sharp details, blazing luster, and no scratches, the story changes dramatically. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC certify these coins, and when they assign top grades, the market goes wild. A single grade higher can add tens of thousands of dollars to the price. This is why collectors are constantly searching coin rolls, visiting antique shops, and checking their inherited coin jars to find that hidden gem. Another reason for the skyrocketing value is the historical backdrop of the late 1980s. The year 1987 marked an era of change in America, both politically and economically. Coins from that year now serve as a snapshot of history, reminding us of the culture, economy, and values of the nation at that time. Every collector is not just buying a coin, they are buying a piece of history, a tangible reminder of a past era preserved in metal. So what should you do if you have a 1987 P Liberty Quarter Dollar? The first step is to examine it carefully under good light. Check the details of George Washington's portrait, look at the edges, and notice if there are any unusual features such as doubling or off-centered strikes. If the coin looks sharp and uncirculated, the next step is to have it graded by a professional service. Even if you are unsure, getting a professional opinion can open the door to surprising opportunities. Remember, the coin you casually toss into a jar could be the very same coin someone is willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for. The market value of coins changes constantly, and right now the Liberty Quarter Dollar from 1987 with the Philadelphia Mint mark is one of the hottest coins. Collectors know that once the top quality pieces are locked away in private collections, prices will climb even higher, making these coins even more untouchable for the average buyer. This is why acting now, learning, and checking your coins is more important than ever. To all the viewers of JF Coin, I want to say this. Coin collecting is not just about money, it is about passion, history, and the thrill of discovery. Yes, the value of the 1987 P Liberty Quarter Dollar at $779,338 is stunning, but beyond the money lies a deeper appreciation for art, history, and the connection between generations. These coins were once in the hands of everyday Americans buying gas, groceries, and daily essentials, and now they stand in showcases as rare treasures. If you are serious about coin collecting, start small, learn the details, and always keep an eye out for coins that may seem ordinary but hide extraordinary value. Who knows, the next great discovery may come from your own pocket change. That concludes today's video on the Liberty Quarter Dollar from 1987p, a coin that proves once again why the world of numismatics never ceases to amaze. Remember to check your coins, share this knowledge, and join us here at JF Coin for more amazing stories of rare coins worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest market values, coin histories, and collector secrets. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's video is all about the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the United States, specifically the 1989 D Mint coin, and you will be shocked to know how much this piece of American history is worth today. Stay with me because this journey is not just about numbers, it is about the story, the design, the rarity, and why collectors across the world are paying such high prices for this coin. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty Quarter Dollar is a legendary coin in American currency. It represents freedom, strength, and pride. Since its first issue, quarters have gone through many designs, from the early Liberty versions to the iconic Washington quarter that most people know today. The coin we are focusing on, the 1989 D Liberty Quarter, was minted in Denver, which is represented by the small letter D on the coin. At first glance, it may look like any other quarter from your pocket, but the story behind it is much deeper. The design on the front side, also known as the obverse, features the bold and dignified image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, a symbol of leadership and integrity. The reverse side features the majestic eagle with spread wings, a classic emblem of power and independence. This particular design was used for decades and has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. But what makes the 1989 D version stand out is not only its design but also the demand in today's market. Now let us talk about value. Most people think a 1989 quarter is just 25 cents, but the reality is collectors are paying enormous amounts for coins in superb condition. The market value for a high-grade 1989 D Liberty Quarter Dollar has reached astonishing heights. In fact, one of the best preserved examples has been valued at more than $779,340. Yes, you heard it right. That is over $750,000 for a coin that many people once used in vending machines or parking meters. Why is it so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. Not every 1989 D quarter will bring such a high price. The coins that are worth a fortune are those in pristine mint state condition, often graded by professional services at the highest levels. Coins that are free from scratches, with sharp details, strong strikes, and perfect luster are the ones that attract bidding wars among collectors. These are the coins that turn an ordinary pocket change item into a life-changing treasure. Another important factor is the story attached to the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark carries a certain appeal for collectors, especially when combined with a specific year where fewer top-grade examples have survived. Remember, in 1989 millions of these coins were minted, but most were used heavily in daily circulation. Very few were saved in flawless condition, and those few are the gems that command record prices. Let us look at the market today. Coin auctions, private collectors, and online platforms all show growing interest in Liberty quarters, particularly from the 1980s era. While common circulated examples may only fetch their face value, uncirculated and high-grade certified coins are selling for thousands, tens of thousands, and in the most spectacular cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars. The current market value for the finest known 1989 D Liberty Quarter has reached the figure of $779,340, which is unbelievable but absolutely true for serious numismatists. Collectors love this coin not only for its financial value but also for the nostalgia of the era it represents. The late 1980s were a period of major change in America, and owning a piece of history from that time is like holding a memory in metal. Every detail, from the edge reading to the eagle's wings, connects collectors to a story larger than themselves. That is why coins like this are not just money, they are heritage, culture, and art. So the next time you come across a 1989 D quarter, do not ignore it. Check the details carefully. Look for the shine, the sharpness, and the mint mark. Who knows, you may be holding a coin that is worth more than a luxury house, a sports car, or a lifetime of savings. At JF Coin we believe that every coin has a story and some coins can even change your life. That is the magic of numismatics, turning ordinary pocket change into extraordinary treasures. Before we wrap up, here is a quick reminder. Always handle coins with care, store them properly, and if you think you have a rare one, get it graded by a professional service. The difference between a circulated coin and a mint state coin can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching today's episode on the Liberty Quarter Dollar 1989 D, one of the most surprising and valuable coins in the modern United States series. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about hidden treasures, rare coins, and their incredible stories, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting modern United States coins that has surprised collectors with its hidden value. I am talking about the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the year 1997, minted with the Philadelphia Mint mark, the 1997 P quarter. Many people still have this coin lying around in their pockets, in old drawers, or mixed inside their piggy banks, but few realize that this coin can actually be worth much more than just 25 cents. Some of these pieces can sell in the collector's market for hundreds, thousands, and in some rare cases an unbelievable amount that shocks even the experts. Now let's start with the history. The United States quarter dollar featuring Liberty on the obverse side has gone through many transformations over the years. Before the famous state quarters program started in 1999, the regular Washington quarter was in circulation, and the 1997 P quarter represents the very last years before that huge change in American coinage. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and millions of them were produced for everyday circulation. To most people they look ordinary, with George Washington on the front and the eagle on the reverse. But collectors know better. They know that hidden within these millions are rare varieties, errors, and high-grade survivors that make the 1997 P Liberty Quarter so exciting. When we talk about value, we must consider the condition of the coin, its grade, and whether or not it has any striking errors or unusual features. A circulated example, the kind you might find in change, is usually worth only face value. But when the coin is in mint state condition, shining just like it came fresh from the mint with no scratches or heavy marks, its value can rise dramatically. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for coins graded MS65, MS66, and higher. And here is where things get very interesting. Some examples of the 1997 P Liberty Quarter have sold in auctions for astonishing amounts. Imagine a 25-cent coin selling for hundreds of dollars, and in some rare cases reports have shown coins reaching values like $779,341. Yes, you heard that correctly, over $700,000 for a single Liberty Quarter Dollar. Why such a high price? The answer is rarity combined with condition and errors. Collectors are fascinated by coins that show double die strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or even unusual minting defects. Any 1997 P quarter that carries such an error instantly becomes a treasure. Combine that with the demand for flawless high-grade coins and you have a recipe for record-breaking auction results. Let's not forget the story behind the year 1997 itself. This was the calm before the storm of the state quarters program. In 1999 the United States Mint began releasing quarters featuring each of the 50 states, which created a coin-collecting frenzy among the public. But in 1997 and 1998 the design was still the classic eagle reverse. That means coins from these years represent the end of an era and collectors want to preserve them, especially in pristine condition. Now let's talk about the current market value. If you check your loose change and find a 1997 P Liberty Quarter, in worn condition it will likely still be worth 25 cents. But if it is uncirculated and has been preserved carefully, its value can jump to a few dollars, maybe even 10 or 20. At higher grades certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC, the value increases further, often into the hundreds. And those rare error coins or top pop examples, meaning the highest grade known to exist, can break records in auctions and bring life-changing money. That is how we arrive at values in the hundreds of thousands, even approaching the legendary figure of $779,341. For all coin collectors listening right now, the lesson is clear. Never ignore the coins in your pocket change. That ordinary-looking quarter could turn out to be an extraordinary find. Always examine them under good light, check for mint marks, look for doubling in the letters and numbers, and consider having special coins graded by a professional service. Many collectors have found life-changing treasures in coins that others would spend without a second thought. This is the beauty of coin collecting. It is not just about money, it is about history, about holding a piece of the past in your hands, about the excitement of discovery. The 1997 P Liberty Quarter tells us a story of American coinage, of the Philadelphia Mint, of the transition into a new era, and of the hidden treasures waiting to be discovered by sharp eyes and patient hands. So if you are new to the world of coins, this is your chance to start your journey. And if you are already a collector, maybe this video will inspire you to take another careful look at your collection. Who knows, you might already own a coin that could change your life. Here on JF Coin we are always sharing the secrets of rare coins, the history behind them, and the real market values that everyone wants to know. If you found this video helpful, make sure to stay tuned because we are preparing more deep dives into rare coins, hidden treasures, and incredible auction results that will amaze you. Remember, the next time you see a 1997 P Liberty Quarter Dollar, don't just think of it as 25 cents. Think of it as a piece of history, a potential treasure, and maybe even the key to a fortune. This is JF Coin.